All right, and we're back for another episode.
Yep.
Awesome.
Back again.
We are back again for another episode. I'm excited. I think this is going to help a lot of people. Today we're going to talk about your gig description. And that could be Fiverr, that could be any other voiceover website.
It could be your own website that you make.
Exactly. So we want to talk about what makes it effective, what kind of things to look for, what kind of things to put in there, what kind of things to avoid, and what we've learned. So let's just dive right into it. The first thing that comes to mind for me is your pricing.
Yep. Think of it as a restaurant menu.
A restaurant menu.
Yep. Some scrumptious stuff.
It is scrumptious. It has to be appealing.
Yep.
It has to be very clear about what service you're offering, and the pricing should be very clear as
And
well.
how many different services do you want to offer it? The more isn't always
More isn't
ideal.
always best, exactly. That's, I think you're referring to gig extras, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. But before we talk about gig extras, I want to mention the thing about pricing that I have seen on some gigs is that it's inconsistent.
Mm-hmm.
It'll have one price in the top, and then in the description, it'll have a different price.
Oh, that's more like errors.
Yeah, that's an errors.
Yeah.
But it's important because if a customer comes in and they see 3 different prices
Yep.
and it's confusing, they're not going to buy. They don't want to, not everyone wants to take the time to ask.
Yeah.
It's too much effort.
I hope that those sellers just forgot and didn't update, because I've seen sellers that on their
I've seen that.
thumbnail say like 100 words for $5 and then they're charging like 15. Like,
Exactly.
what?
Exactly.
Yep.
Some sellers will put one price in the thumbnail, then another price in the description, and then another price on the side. And so it's too inconsistent. It's confusing.
Yeah.
It has to be one solid price, very clear. You can even bold the text to make it jump out even more.
But that should be the least of your worries, really. I mean, that's so simple.
It's a simple thing, but shouldn't be overlooked.
Okay.
So consistency across your gigs. Gig extras. On Fiverr, you're able to offer extra services, which could be licensing, 24-hour delivery, WAV file format. And I think what you
Split
mentioned, files, syncing to video. There's a lot of different things.
rights, broadcast rights, commercial rights.
Yeah, exactly. So the thing that you mentioned was offering more isn't necessarily better. I've seen some gigs that offer so many different gig extras.
You have to
It's
keep
like
scrolling down the
7,
page.
8, 9 extras, 10 extras. And it's not necessarily bad, but it's not necessarily good. Because if a customer has 10 options, they're not always going to know which ones to pick. They might get confused.
They're not going to take the time to even look at them all.
And they might not even take the time to look at them all and not pick any because it's too many choices. It's analysis paralysis. And so, in my opinion, I think it's better to have the best sellers, nice, concise, in your page. Pick your 4 or 5 best sellers, put them on there, and then go with that. And then anything else, you can send a custom offer, a custom quote, if a customer is looking for something outside of those extras. But that just makes it the easiest, the most effective.
Yeah, like an example of that where you could send a customer an offer directly for maybe an additional service is syncing. Like if they have
Yeah,
a
syncing
specific
to a video.
video that's pre-existing.
Yeah, and they
that's-
need the voice to match the video timing,
scenes.
or sometimes they want it to sync to the actor's mouth on the screen.
Yeah,
So that takes extra time and extra effort. So it's something that you should be charging for your time doing that.
that's not something that's too common.
Yeah.
We don't have it on our everyday menu.
Exactly. It doesn't make sense to have it on there for all the other customers because it's
We don't even know what that is.
it happens rarely. So
Yeah, another one that I've seen is proofreading. What's your take on proofreading or charging for that? Would you or would you not?
I haven't really done that in the past. I personally, if I see an error in a script and it's obvious, I'm just gonna read it correctly. Unless it depends. Sometimes, if it's a lot of errors, I will just assume the customer meant it like that, or talk to the customer, because I've had times where I changed too much, of the script, and the customer says, "Hey, I wanted it read exactly how I wrote it." So it's one of those things where if it's a small little innocent mistake, fix it.
Like a the instead of a they or something
or
like that.
the is missing the letter E, or it's spelled different or it's just missing like a small little innocent mistake that's very obvious, just fix it.
To be honest, just to save myself time, I'll read it both ways. I'll read it exactly how they wrote it, and then
Yeah.
I'll fix it just so that I don't have to go in the booth again
Yeah.
and redo it if they say they made a mistake.
I do that too. Sometimes where I could see both versions being correct, I'll record it one way and then I'll record it the other way and then just give them both options so they can have that and choose the one that they want. It does save time and it's a good practice. Sometimes I'll do that with like the slogan at the end too, or the tagline, just giving multiple.
Oh, that's just to give, variation.
Yeah. But back to what a good gig description is. So clear, consistent. It should,
Also showcase your best work. That's part of the description, I'd say.
your portfolio. In Fiverr, it has an automatic portfolio. So all your work is there. But you can upload your demo reel to there, which is important.
And the thumbnail.
Thumbnail should be good. Very important to have a good thumbnail, because if nobody's clicking on your gig, then no one sees the rest. No one sees everything else. So
Yeah.
good thumbnail is important.
I guess you're also able to add social media links, right? Like hyperlinks on your gig.
Yeah, you can't click on them.
Oh, you can't click on them?
No,
Oh, wow.
they make it look kind of clunky too. I wouldn't do that.
Wow.
I would
Okay.
just keep it. I would keep the gig description as simple as you can while getting just enough information out.
Got it. You heard it, guys. So do not add your social media
Yeah.
information. I know you're able to add education as well, things like that.
No, that's in your gig profile.
Oh,
I'm talking about your gig description.
got it. Okay.
Yeah. So your gig profile is where all the gigs you offer are located, and the gig description is what that specific gig is. Yeah. I think this advice can apply to other voiceover websites as well. Most of them allow you to upload your demo reel, which you need. Most of them, actually, I think all of them. Yeah. Any voiceover website you're going to sign up for, you need to have your demo reel on there. Very important, whether it's your own website or any other website, have your demo reel. Make sure your price is consistent on any website. It's clear, it's easy to understand. And if you can, have a professional picture of yourself in your gig profile. They say a lot about who you are as a brand, and it really reflects on you. So have a good profile image.
I guess another thing, it all depends on who you are as a voice actor as well. Maybe if you're a child voice actor, you can put disclaimers saying that you might not record not safe for work material, items like that. You'll see that from
Yeah.
time to time.
Put in any little disclaimers about any sort of scripts that you're uncomfortable doing. Put that in the foot of your description. That'll save you some hassle later on. If you want people to reach out for you for quotes, then put that in there. Put what you do, a little bit of your background experience. That should be kind of brief, but yeah, you can put that in the beginning. The main thing is the offer. What are you serving, and why should they buy from you? What makes you different? What are you doing to your audio that makes it sound great? What is it about you that makes you stand out? Put all of that inside of your gig. If we're talking about your own website, same thing. You want to have your demo reels there. You have a little bit more control over how it looks, but it should look simple, easy to navigate. Don't have it be cluttered. Have a nice professional image of yourself, a way to contact you. All this stuff is super important. You know, nothing too crazy, but I think these things go a long way about how you set up your gig, how you set up your website, your profile. It comes down to, do you look professional? Do you sound professional? Does the customer think you're a good fit for their project? Is it easy for them to reach out to you? If it is, they'll reach out to you. And from there, it's up to you to have good customer service to seal the deal.
I guess last thought I was thinking about was if you're having to add maybe too many options or offers on a particular gig, maybe you should make another gig for it. Like I've seen people make gigs for video voiceover, voicing on camera. That's large enough. I would make my own separate gig for that.
Yeah, so if people are coming to your gig or profile and they're asking you to record a video with your voiceover, well, then you should consider making a video gig, like a spokesperson video.
Exactly.
If people are coming to your gig and asking you to make a video with your voiceover enough, then you should consider making a gig being a spokesperson, or a gig where you offer just video with you on camera. Because if there's enough demand for it, go for it.
What do you think about people who make different gigs for different types of reading? Maybe not even cartoon and
Yeah.
regular, but
I think if there's enough of a demand for it, go for it. If there's a lot of people coming to you for it, that's fine. But I have seen some profiles where they have a gig for every single type of voiceover style they do. I've never really been a fan of that because to me, it's just confusing if I'm a customer and I see 8 different thumbnails with the same picture and they just have a different description. I don't want to have to find that. And what if my project isn't in one of those? It's just confusing to me. But if you just have one main voiceover gig, I'm going to know, okay, this is his voiceover gig or this is his cartoon one. It's just simple. It's easier to navigate.
Got it.
Think about it from the customer's side, their experience. As a customer, is it simple enough that they can just find your gig, it'll look good, and they'll choose you? Look at it that way.
Yep. Got it.
Yep. Think of it from the customer's perspective.
All right.
Make it easier on them. All right. Well, I think that's a wrap.
That's a wrap.
That's a wrap. If you guys have more questions or you want to know more about this, reach out to us or definitely check out VoiceOver Freedom, our online course where we go in depth about how to set everything up, how it should look. We walk you through everything you need to know to be successful online as a voiceover artist and start making this a full-time living or a side hustle or a part-time living from the comfort of your home. So definitely check that out, voiceoverfreedom.com. Until next time, see you soon.